Go ahead. The ball in the green tube is in a state of rest, but then when it is hit with the water, it is in a state of motion and it goes down the inclined plane and it keeps moving down the other inclined plane until it hits the wall. I wanted to decrease the force of the Gillette bottle while going down the inclined plane so that when it hit the tube holding the marble, it would gently topple it over. Since acceleration and force are directly proportional, during the experiment I tried to keep the acceleration of the bottle under control. Here, when the ball hits the wood, it bounces back, and that happens because of the equal and opposite forces interacting, which push the ball away from the wooden wall. When I take this bottle, to the top of this ramp, which would be gravitational energy, which is an example of potential energy, and it slides down, it becomes mechanical energy, which is an example of kinetic energy, which law of conservation of energy is demonstrated because this ball has gravitational energy, which was given to it by the person who moved the ball up here. So when it falls, it becomes mechanical energy. Then it pushes the wood, and it still has mechanical energy, and it falls down the ramp. Then it will push this piece of wood and give it its mechanical energy since it falls. The wood will allow this bottle to move and hit the ground, which will be sound energy, which will. When the ball is standing still, it has zero speed and zero velocity, since it is neither covering any distance or changing direction. Then when the ball is pushed by the faucet turning on and the water moving it, it will start to increase its speed and its velocity, since it will go in a downwards direction, changing its position, and it will move at a fairly fast rate since the ramp is fairly inclined. The acceleration of the object will also change, since it will go from having no acceleration to positive acceleration, then to constant acceleration, to a slight decrease in acceleration, and then to constant acceleration once again. The location of the screw is about 51 centimeters from its reference point, which would be the drawers, since they had no location in the bathroom. Then an example of relative motion would be that when the marble fell into the screw, I felt that it was moving very quickly, but my father, who was standing at a different location in the bathroom, felt that it was moving very slowly, or fairly slowly. And then my frame of reference while filming the motion of the screw was 152 centimeters from it. An example of applied force in this experiment would be when the orange bottle falls down the inclined plane and hits the tube. It pushes the tube off the table, which would be the force of the bottle acting upon the tube and pushing it off. My machine had two key points where it didn't work. And those were that the tube that I made was made out of cardboard. And when it got wet, it lost its form, and it could no longer transport the ball in the appropriate manner. So the ball would not reach the inclined plane the way it was supposed to, so it would not push off the piece of wood.